That did not take a very long time. Jurassic World Evolution 3 has only been out for a week and we already have some huge, game-changing mods available. These are all installed in the exact same way they were on Evolution 2, that means they rely on ACSE, once again provided graciously by ILO Dev. All you have to do is unzip ACSE and drop it into your Oval Data folder and then do the same with any mods that you want to install alongside it. There are already a ton of Evolution 2 mod installation tutorials out there that'll do the trick if you're new to this and you want to dabble with mods a little bit. In this video, we're going to take a peek at 4 massive mods that have already landed for the game, and they're all linked in the description down below. Go give the mod makers a little bit of love. But before we get started, just to allay any fears, whilst I'm going to showcase mods occasionally and keep up to date because I do think it's really interesting seeing it develop and seeing what people pull off, I'm not going to be playing with mods myself. Evolution 3 offers so much more creativity and control compared to Evolution 2, and I really want to enjoy the game in its completely vanilla state for as long as humanly possible, perhaps until right to the end of the DLC cycle, until Frontier stops supporting the game. So what that means is anything you see me build on this channel will 100% be buildable by you at home as well. Cool? Cool. Cool. Let's take a look at some very cool new mods. Okay, so let's try a few of these mods out. There's 4 in particular that are fairly game-changing, it must be said. The first one we're going to take a look at is Extreme Scaling, and you know it's extreme because they've left the E off the start. Extreme Scaling by Viral Cyclops. Now what you're looking at is the current scaling available in the game. I did this before installing the mod, so that is the smallest scaling and the maximum scaling for this Tyrannosaurus Rex statue. So let's give this a go. Now we have to take a newly placed item. Nothing already placed will work with this. And it should be noted, this is a slightly risky little mod in that it will, things will be able to go in the workshop, things that use this scaling. So yeah, keep that in mind. But let's try this out. There we go. So that is our previous smallest, and that right there is our new smallest, which is a fairly dramatic size difference to say the least. Let's see. I'm going to zoom out just in case. Let's see. Okay, so that's about where we were before. Yeah, okay. It's a slight increase to say the least. So this is a lot of fun. This could be really fantastic for doing some extreme builds with an X. I think there probably needs to be something in place that says if your game is modded, you can't upload to the workshop at the very least, to kind of stop people downloading things that have been scaled up. I hope people are intelligent enough not to do this and not to upload these ones and to kind of keep it to their own game, but you never know for sure. But it's cool at the very least. That's pretty fantastic right there. That is a dramatic. I mean, this one, I think the teeny tiny one is my favorite of the bunch. So that is Extreme Scaling by Viral Cyclops, our first of our brand new game changer mods. Our next mod does something we've kind of been looking for from this game for a while, especially with our pterosaurs, but this applies to our dinosaurs. And this is Mo Omnivores by, again, Viral Cyclops, and it makes a selection of current dinosaurs in the game into omnivores, as in they'll feed from both the plant feeders, well, the plants on the ground, and the meat feeders. So the following is the list of omnivorous dinosaurs: Ornithomimus, Gallimimus, Struthiomimus, Archaeornithomimus, Pachycephalosaurus, Stygimoloch, Troodon, and Therizinosaurus. So we are going to do a little bit of a test here. We're going to grab them a meat feeder. I believe it will actually now be part of their requirements as well. Yes, as you can see, your omnivorous dinosaurs will now actually require both meat and plant in order to be happy. You will have to satisfy those omnivorous requirements. Now I've turned dinosaur food requirements back on, but of course it now takes a little bit of our time for our Ornithomimuses to get hungry enough to need to eat from the feeder. So that is the perfect time to introduce the third of today's mods, Expanded Speed Controls by Kyodenic. Don't ruin this for me, I'm doing a bit. Thank you. Expanded Speed Controls by Kyodenic. And this is exactly the same mod as it was in Jurassic World Evolution 2. It gives you a couple of hotkeys that let you slow down time dramatically. As you can see, much more than the game allows by default. Very cool for making dramatic shots, machinimas and stuff like that. And of course, much more helpful especially for me as a YouTuber. If I hit the equals sign, which is it's dash to slow down time, it's equals to speed it up, we can start to speed things up, and we can speed things up incredibly, make the dinosaurs super, super quick, and there we go. Look at that. That actually looks really good. That works really nicely. Even got a little bit of meat in its mouth. Shut up. Right, so there you go. There's Mo Omnivores in action, working great. And as I say, these speed controls, you just tap on your equal sign and your dinosaurs will start to zip along like it's nobody's business. And if you just hit the right square bracket, boop, that sets things back to default instantly. Incredibly helpful when you're trying to get things done, if you're trying to get sort of animations to happen and stuff like that. The more than any other mod I ever used in Evolution 2, expanded speed controls was the most useful for me when making videos and stuff like that. So very happy to see that one return, even if, as I say, I'm going to avoid using mods in the short term. Speed up time till you're sufficiently hungry. God, I love this mod. Changes my life, let me tell you. Kind of creepy, isn't it? I mean, that's long. I mean, look, Therizinosaurus, one of its most famed things is that it looks a little dangerous. It looks like it could feasibly be carnivorous with those gigantic scythe-like claws. So very cool to see it eating from the meat feeder like that. It just looks oddly appropriate. There it goes. You can absolutely see that happening in reality. What a beast. Right, so 3 fantastic mods there, all very, very useful. And I'm sorry, Mosasaurus. Oh, I wasn't meant to have feeding on, okay? Right, I've got one more mod to show you, and this might be the most exciting of the bunch for a lot of you. So the island generator, one of the big new features of Jurassic World Evolution 3. Everyone very excited for very good reason. Personally, I had a couple of criticisms that it feels just a little bit too limited, because once you establish this sort of island boundary we can see here, you're stuck to that shape. You can't expand the island any further, you can't cross over the water in any real way, you're kinda hemmed in. It's still very, very cool, but maybe it's just not for me personally at this point in time. Thankfully, thanks to our last mod of today, if we confirm the island, I'll hit into map first of all, and we should see straight away that there's no visible boundary around the island. So the water is actually baked into the map, just like it was back in Jurassic World Evolution and Jurassic World Evolution 2. But thanks to expanded generated islands by Kyodenic, in theory, I should now be able to do this. Oh, yeah, we can indeed. Fan dabby doozy. So this now lets you build your island and then sort of play with it like this and sort of do what you want and kind of take the island further. And you know, if we want to throw water in there, we can have little waterfalls that go down towards the... Oh my god, I can do waterfalls into the beach, actually. That's really cool. So we can do that kind of thing. We can do everything we want, essentially. I suspect the problem is the ocean itself. Obviously, this is very deep as water goes, and letting people build in there is going to cause problems. So maybe this isn't quite the solution Frontier will end up using if they do expand the island generator. But in the meantime, if you wanted to go crazy, if you wanted to do whatever you wanted, well, that's, as you can see, that is now an option. So for those of you who dabble in mods, this is obviously really, really cool, and it's going to make the island generator a lot better in the meantime. Throughout this, I'm trying not to, you know, I really like Evolution 3. I'm very, very positive on Evolution 3. And that's why I'm, you know, I want to get everything I can out of the game before I personally start to dabble in mods, because I think it's going to have a really good life to it. I think mods aren't really needed in the way they were in Evolution 2 because we've got such better control over what we can do now. But for those who are interested, at the end of the day, these exist, they are out there, and this is now an option available to you if you want to go a little bit crazy with your island and, you know, do whatever the heck you like, basically, which is always the dream. We should, in theory, I think, also be able to put buildings down in this area, right? Yeah, there's our giant Mr. DNA statue. It doesn't look so big anymore. There's our lovely paddock by Steamblast sitting in the water. If you wanted to make, I mean, that actually looks pretty fantastic as a, you know, a Mosasaur lagoon or a Megalodon lagoon or something like that. I could definitely see like an underwater base kind of build going on here. Anyway, folks, there we go. 4 big game-changing mods available within a week of release. As I say, my plan is not to cover mods on any real level for quite a long time. However, when something big comes out, something very exciting comes out, I will showcase it on the channel for those of you interested in either using mods yourself or just kind of curious as to how mods are developing in the game in general. I find that really interesting, even though I'm going to uninstall all these myself after this video. So let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Is there any mod from Evolution 2 that you remember that you'd really like to see make it over to Evolution 3 down the line? And credit again to the devs, everyone involved in making both the tools and the mods themselves for within a week getting this going again, which is absolutely crazy work, fantastic to see. And even though this game is going to have a really long life, I think, because of the modular building and hopefully lots of great post-launch support by Frontier, in 10 years time, if we don't get an Evolution 4, it's modding that will keep the game going even longer. So, you know, I think the two can really work in harmony, and that just makes me more excited for the future of Evolution 3. So thank you very much for joining me. Throw me a like down below if you enjoyed the video, yada yada yada. Go give the mod makers all the love in the world over on Nexus Mods. I'll link all of these down below in the description. Cheers much love as always. Bye bye.
Road.